Welcome to Buddhaland Podcast. I'm Stacy. Today I'm joined by a truly legendary woman, Lhakpa Phuti Sherpa. She led the Nepal Mountain Academy for 12 years, served as deputy team leader of Nepal's first women-led Everest expedition, and is the author of 40 Years in the Mountains. Lhakpa Phuti is a passionate voice for sustainable tourism, women's empowerment, and the mountain economy of Nepal. Thank you so much for joining us today, Lhakpa Phuti.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you for inviting me for your purpose.
You grew up in a village in the Himalaya mountain ranges. What was life like there, and how much has it changed since then?
Well, I was born the gateway to Everest next to Lukla. That is a village called Mushe. This big change is the technology. When I was young, there was no water near house. We have to go to the fountain to get the water, and we had no light, and we had no telephone, and all these things. And now everything has been changed. But still, we don't have the road up to our village. But there's a flight, Tenzing Hillary Airport, near my village. But the nature is still same. When I was young, I really would like to go out of my village to go, to observe other part of the countries, and I don't want to stay in my village. But now I'm so much looking forward to go back to my village, and I can spend time in my village. That is, I understand the value of my village now better than when I was young.
So the airport you mentioned, is it the airport for people who want to go to the base camp and also to climb the Everest?
Lhotse, Nutse, all this mountain, this is the Khumbu region that gateway to Everest, yes. And the Pasang Lhamu municipality, the airport is Tenzing Hillary Airport.
The region is
Yes,
actually named after Pasang Lhamu Sherpa, who was
yes.
the first Nepali woman to summit the Everest. Actually, you served as the deputy leader
She-
of that historic expedition. And how did that idea come about? What was it like to be part of that journey?
It was because I was also, since my young age, I was always, I liked the mountain because my father was also working as a supporter guide in the mountain. And also because we live near to, the gateway to Everest. As I said, many people are coming to climb mountain, do trekking and all these things. So then I was influenced, but beginning I have been as a supporter and being kitchen girls, helping to cook. Then I did a lot of kind of trekking and that region. What I know, I try to do, and then I did also the peak climbing before the Everest. When I was about 14 years, I climbed Merapi.
Uh-huh.
I didn't knew I was still teenager. That time I feel I was grown up. I was big, but now I realize I was still minor.
Yeah.
I did climbing Merapi, Island Peak, but Mount Everest in 1993 with Pasang Lhamu Sherpa. I went to two times to up to 7,400 meter, and I slept there the second time. And if Pasang Lhamu, my friend, if she come down safely, then I supposed to go to summit because physically I was fine, I was fit. But then on the way down, she passed away on South Summit. So then we had to cancel our expedition, and I had to handle the expedition team safely down to base camp and bring to Kathmandu. My brother and other asked me if I'm interested to go up. Of course, I was interested to go up, but then my friend is on the way, so I didn't want to cross her and go to summit. That was in my ethics. I prefer to bring everyone safely down, and after that, I realized her summit is our summit. Her success is our success. Like playing football, one put the goal, but the achievement is everyone achieve it, and our nation achieve it, and all the women achieve it. And that time there were only 30 women reach to Everest summit until that. And after that, especially for the Nepalese women, is our expedition was everybody took as an inspiration from that expedition, and Since then, now more than 1,300 women submitted to Everest, So that was giving to inspiration to others was also our goal, and giving the motivation to all the women to climb.
It seems that Pasang Lhamu was not just an inspiration for women, but also for people in Nepal, because there is a statue of her in central Kathmandu.
Yes, she became national luminary. And my family used to say, if you went summit with her and if you die, there will be two statue in. And my point of view, her success is our success. And, before that, on that expedition, I have only one son. And I got another son after that, that's my younger son. So if I choose between Everest and my son, I prefer to have my son and not summit it, because my friend Pasang Lhamu summit is my summit. But I'm happy to be alive and I have my son with me. Today, he just finished the pilot training. So now I think I'm happy because of that expedition I learned. And before that, I learned. And what I learned, I could motivate many women through Nepal Mountain Academy training, like trekking guide training and a basic mountaineering training also. So I think even I didn't summit it. I went up only up to 8,000 meter. My summit become the 8,000 meter. But then I'm happy that I be on that part of expedition. After that, 2011, I organized also through the Mountain Academy civil servant expedition to Mount Everest. On that expedition, 15 members, climbers, civil servant from Nepal, secretary, joint secretary, and many others. Out of 15, there were 9 of them reached to summit, and all the Sherpa supporters reached to summit. So that was my second, I think, success to bring people to the mountain, to realize that their dream, and their dream is my dream, I feel.
So, since Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay made the first ascent of Everest in 1953, climbing Everest has become almost a fashion, a bucket list achievement for many people. But, the local community, especially the Sherpa people, have lived among these mountains for centuries, long before the world turned its attention to them. So, in your view, what truly drives people to climb Everest and other peaks, and how do you see that motivation?
I think it's like you said, kind of became fashion. Inspiration from Tenzing and Hillary, that was a truly inspiration for worldwide climbers. So now, yeah, there are two kinds of people. Some people, they want to climb for name and fame. Some people, they love mountains, so they climb there. And some people are professionally climbers supporting others. And my community, they are talented. If they get the opportunities, they can do everything. But as my community live near the mountains along the Himalayas region, so we had no other opportunities. My community have been working for the expedition, trekking, and all in this profession worldwide. The climbers believe our people are very honest, hardworking. Because of our community support today, I think lot of people, even Nepalese people, they made a name and fame because of my community male support. But for the female, is still a big challenge, because female, they can do trekking guide, they can do peak climbing guide, but the mountain guide, there are very few. And even the female guide that people don't trust really for climbing, high climbing. But women can do as men can do also, because women can also work intelligently how to climb safely reach to summit and come back safely. But still, women has a lot of challenges, and that's why women need more support. If they want to climb a mountain, they have to organize an expedition. But for male, they can still be professional as a climbers, and they can work in the mountain and climb summit the mountains. But in the shadow of mountain, lot of women also suffer. And I'm more worried about the women, because when the male goes to expedition and something happen, the insurance system is not strong enough. there's not enough insurance. The people who climb, they made name and fame. Then after they have different life. But the people who work in the mountain regularly, they still have the hard life and challenging day. But today there are so many people success. That is not only because of the organizer or because of the supporting guide, but also the family support. I think without Sherpa support, there would not be so many people who have been summiting, not only summit Everest, but many other above 8,000 meters.
You mentioned female guides who also work in mountains. I remember reading your book that you actually honestly talk about period, for instance. I think that is a obvious kind of obstacle for women climbers and also guides. And you're also talking about insurance. So did you mean that the insurance for climbers are better, but for the guides, the condition is not very good?
Not enough. I mean, and the period I said at that time, for example, when I went to Mount Everest, I had period when I was in Chem 2. And then I believe mountain as God. And I don't want to make the mountain dirty. But then I don't know how to hide. So every time when I go to toilet and I had a period, it was quite challenging. And I'm thinking so many women face the same thing. Also, many women, when they have period, they get sick. For me, it was fine. It was okay. I was just, I was worried why to put, how to hide.
Mhm.
So in that case, the woman is quite a big challenge. And what is a big change in mountaineering sector now compared to my time at that time in 1993? It's technology. At that time, we don't have telephone, mobile phone. We didn't had anything. I was in Chem 2 when my friend passed away in Everest. And from Chem 2, I had to call to base camp to liaison officer. And from there, they called Switzerland or America. And then from there, they received the news Kathmandu. That time, there was no communication direct. And I had to go to the American camp to call to base camp. But today, everyone has mobile climbing up in ice pole or wherever and that equipment that time much heavier, and today the equipment become much lighter, and due to technology the communication system is so easy from every step. So there are a lot of things it made easier now that for the climber. We had a man called mail runner who bring from Kathmandu mail and some vegetable to base camp, and we used to send also mail for the family from base camp to Kathmandu with the man. Now you have mobile in your hands. You can communicate whoever, wherever.
The whole region is covered by Wi-Fi.
Yeah, most of the region covered by Wi-Fi. Yes, so it's a big change. And talking about 1990, the Tenzing Hillary expedition. I have very special things to tell you. Is my auntie, my mother's second sister. She was on that expedition. She was climbing, carrying coins up to base camp. That time we don't have paper note. So we had coins in Nepal, and she was carrying coins. And my uncle was a supporter guide with the Tenzing Sherpa and Hillary. And after that expedition, they moved to India, in Darjeeling, I mean. And still, she's alive. She's living in Siliguri. And last year, I have been there and meeting her, and she's 95 years old. I think one of the living legend is one of my auntie.
Let's say for professional climbers, how many days will it take to climb Everest?
Just climbing up straight away is just from here to base camp is 1 week, and then from base camp up to is for 3-4 days. But you need to acclimatize. You have to go up and down and wait in base camp before climbing Everest. They have to go on up and down. Then once they are acclimatized, then they can
Mhm.
do in 2 days, 3 days. It depends how fit they are.
So for different people, the time can be very different.
They have to physically, they have to be fit, and they have to be also what they say acclimatized. Meditation is the most important. But at the same time, my point of view is that they have to respect the people who support their success to bring up to summit. Very few people who can reach. Even they said they have been reaching alone. Or everything was said. After they just go, but before that, everything was said by others, by the Sherpa guide.
Now, to achieve fame in this world, some people will create this kind of narratives like, they are the hero. Um,
Yeah.
but it is really a teamwork because it's not just you can go there and then you just walk up. You also have a lot of support and the food and everything. I mean, some people are even carried to the Everest by Sherpa people, right?
I feel very funny or shocking is some people who has no hands, no feet. They say, "Oh, I have been climbing Mount Everest," Or some people who are blind. I mean, all have right to climb mountain, but they have to respect the mountain and they have to respect the people who support them, who
Yes.
group them, who help them. Sometimes I feel really shocking to hear. I have been climbing Mount Everest. I did this and that. And without supporter, they could not even reach up to base camp. As walking very close to mountain, born in mountain, for us, it's funny to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very good that we hear these stories from the perspective of Sherpa people because this is not the stories that we usually hear.
Yeah. And also, I think we can use social media, but just putting everything in social media, blaming government or blaming the others, that is easy. But they should be more responsible. Each climber should be more responsible. And even after their success, they should respect the supporter and they should respect the mountain and they should respect the entire team. I have been participating in the film festival in Switzerland, and that I saw a film Hungarian people and others who have been climbing in Nepal above 8,000 meter, 8 mountains, and there was a film adventure film festival, and they were showing just beginning some yachts. And after they were showing just themselves, they did this and that and this and that. And then after they called me in the stage to talk about the expedition and how I found the film. And I said, the film itself is nice, but who carried all the equipment up to base camp? Who prepared the rope? Who prepared the tent? Who prepared the food? I mean, I respect the climbers. I can understand they are willing to climb mountain. They love mountain, but at the same time, they should respect entire team, especially nature also. When they can bring the equipment up to mountain, they should bring also down. If you can bring up climbing up, why not bring down? It's easier to bring down than bringing up.
Yeah.
They just bring the footage of photo. If they have the capacity to collect all these pictures, instead of that, they should collect all the garbage and bring down. Then the mountain will be clean.
I think it comes back to what we discussed about motivation.
Yeah.
For some people, they really love mountains and then they also want to challenge themselves. But for some people, it is extremely selfish. They see the moment when they summit Everest as an achievement, a personal achievement. That's why they do not have respect for people who have supported them. They don't even have respect for mountains or Mother Nature in general. So, yeah, that is a serious issue that we should all reflect on. So, I really appreciate that you're being so honest and candid about your views. And we talk about Sherpa community where you're from. Of course, they're best known to the world as mountaineers and guides, but there's so much more. You also have rich history, culture, and a spiritual tradition. Could you please tell us more about who the Sherpa people really are?
We Sherpa people in total worldwide and within Nepal and out of Nepal, we are 4,400,000 people in total only.
400,000.
Because of our rich culture, because of our hardworking honesty, we are not much involved in the politics. Professionally now, the Sherpa people own the helicopter, they own the plane because they have been working hard with honesty. So wherever they put their hands, they try to do their best and with honesty. And our culture is very rich. Like I'm wearing also my own Sherpa dress. Yeah, mostly we are Buddhists. 99% we are Buddhists, but we respect also other religions and other cultures. And that is also, I think, worldwide people believe and trust Sherpa. One time they come for trekking, one time they come for climbing, they come to visit Nepal, they made friends, and then they become very close. They're not only Sherpa, but Nepalese people. It's very interesting. Is the mountain tourism will make way for peace and sustainability because when we are in a mountain, we have nothing than communicating to each other, and understanding each other religion, culture, and everything. So, this is why I like mountain tourism, walking in mountain tourism. I love a lot of other things, but I really, truly, sincerely, I like it because I meet a lot of different people from, different religion, different culture, but they have all similar thinking, and loving nature, loving people, and they like to talk each other. So this is in Sherpa community we have, and even it's a hard life in the mountains. People worldwide they like our Sherpa communities and Sherpa people because of their honesty and hardworking and teamwork rich in culture.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Nepal Mountain Academy. It was founded in 2002, and you served as executive director for 8 years across 2 terms, and then as president for a further 3 years. Could you tell us more about what the academy teaches and what its graduates go on to do?
Yeah. I was appointed as a executive director in Nepal Mountain Academy. And the first time when I was appointed there was 8 months salary has not been paid for the employees, and the 8 months renting fee was not paid. And after I was appointed, because it's under Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, so I went every day to the Ministry of Culture and Civil Aviation, meeting the secretary, meeting the ministers, and convincing them that Nepal is like open university for mountaineering. We have so many mountains. So I convinced them to create. First time I did was creating the trekking guide training for female trekking guide training. Now is 12 years. Every year is going on, and from there, we trained a lot of women become a professional guide. And then before working in Nepal Mountain Academy, I have been living in Switzerland for 11 years. And I have been skiing all the European Alps, like Swiss Alps, French Alps, Austrian Alps, and Italy and everything. There I was very much attracted by the ski, and I did ski all the mountains. Even I had my elder son on my back. I went on helicopter to the mountain and I ski down.
He's the youngest skier in the world, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. And then after, when I was working in Nepal Mountain Academy, I brought the ski training in Nepal first time. Then basic training we did in Nepal, and advanced training level 1, level 2 in Switzerland and in France. They help us to train there. And the training is still going on. And then after we said mountain is not made just ascent and descent. There are so many things to study: mountain flower, mountain people, mountain geology, mountain geography, mountain meteorology, mountain medicine, mountain climate, mountain culture. So many things to study. So we should make a bachelor in mountaineering and master's in adventure tourism. So I start to develop the curriculum, and then I send to some European friends to check what we have done. And I think one suggestion we got from Hong Kong University, 8 universities we got the suggestion and feedback. And then we did the bachelor in mountaineering and master's in adventure tourism. And then we approved from Ministry of Education and Law. And today I'm really proud is that our product is like hot cake. Everybody wants our product, our student. because they have the knowledge of the field and they have the knowledge of academy. They can do everything about the mountain tourism. They understand everything. Or if they need to do the power presentation show, they can do. If they need to go on into in field, they go also. So I'm really proud that we created good things. But at the same time, being a executive director, women executive director, coming from mountain, beginning the people, oh, what she's doing. And after when they understand what we need really in mountain, explain them, I convince them, and they understand, and then they start to help. And today, more than 12 years that the mountain academy is running, and we have so many students now. Wherever I go, I meet my students working in best companies in Nepal, and also in the government in the many places. And even from that, some Indian people visited my academy educate center, and also visited me. And then after that, they start college in Pune in the South India. If someone copy from you, is because you have done quite good, I think. But this is again, I say, is teamwork, not only myself. The credit goes to my team. We all have been working hard.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It also inspires us to really look at mountains differently. It is not just like hills or peaks after another peak. They are also a living ecosystem. And the Nepal Mountain Academy is not just about training people, getting them prepared for mountain tourism. Nepal Mountain Academy is also involved in research and also environmental protection. What kind of research is most needed? And how can we work to preserve the fragile ecosystem of the Himalayas?
Yeah, that is very challenging, but that is really needed. And we need to make young people to understand, to protect the nature, because the water come from mountain. Before mountain were totally white, now mountain is getting totally dark, just a block of stones. This is not because the climbers fault. This is, I think, not the developing countries fault. This is developed country. That developed country should be more responsible to protect the mountain. And we from Nepal Mountain Academy, we want to motivate the people worldwide how sensitive is the mountain, how sensitive is nature, and how we have to protect it. In details, we have there are a lot of things to study. We have a lot of curriculum developed on especially studying nature, also the people and the mountain.
Yeah, I think we must understand how interconnected we all are, how interconnected our environments are. In China, we have the mother rivers like Yellow River and the Yangtze River, but they're both from the Himalayas. I think many people, they don't understand water comes from mountains.
The water come from mountains, and we have to protect all together, while
Yes.
nation worldwide in that together. Even we live near to the mountain, we are direct victims. But if we don't take care, the indirect victim will be worldwide. Like for
Yeah,
example,
it's a global problem.
and the problem in long term is a global problem. For example, we live in Nepal, we are next to mountain, but if we don't take care, if the people don't support us to take care, Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, they all will suffer. Now it's time everyone should understand the mountain ecosystem, and we have to work in teamwork again globally to protect the mountain, to protect the river of mountain, the snow of mountain, culture of mountain, and also the nature. So all the animal, human being and living things on the mountain.
Yeah.
Then only the worldwide will be more healthy. If we
And
want to
more beautiful and
more.
sustainable.
Yeah, I think we have to be very, very careful towards the mountain, towards the river. Like you said, as I have been going around Mount Kailash,
Mhm.
it's such a beautiful mountain. Every side there were river. I was very surprised to see from one mountain there were so many rivers start from there. And these rivers, some goes to China, some goes to India. That when you reach and that place, You really feel you are so close to nature, but also you are so blessed, and you feel also you have together to protect the mountain. You reach a nirvana,
Mhm.
but you have to protect the nirvana for everyone.
To close, I would love to talk about Buddhism, the faith at the heart of the Sherpa community. What does this spiritual identity mean to you personally, and how has it guided your life?
I respect in every religion, but I myself, as being Buddhist, I feel proud to be Buddhist because in the Buddhist there's a freedom with respect. Buddhism is more like philosophy to understand others and to understand yourself and to be responsible what you do, what you act towards others. We Sherpa community are, as I said, all Buddhists, and
Is it Nyingma tradition?
yeah, Sherpa people are Nyingma tradition. Mostly all we are Nyingma tradition, and my grandfather was also one Nyingma Lama. My whole grandfather, they were all coming from the Lama, Nyingmapa. And
Mhm.
the grandfather was reincarnated, but then the parents, they didn't want to give the boys to my family. He got married. He's living in America. We are very connected to the religion, but we always feel above all God is same for everyone. Just we live different place. We believe different way. In Buddhism, what I really like is the freedom, independent, that you have to be responsible what you act towards the animals, towards the human being, and we believe in next life. And we always said if we do something wrong in this life, we will suffer for next life. So
Yeah, karma.
karma, we believe in karma very much. And in Nepal, not only Sherpa, but there are Sherpa, Tamang, and Samangar. They believe Buddhist, but the Tamang and the Gurung, they believe Hindu and Buddhist both. For us, we Sherpa, we respect all, but we believe in Buddhist. Yeah.
You mentioned freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah, it seems that freedom is very important to you. I mean, as the Sherpa woman from the Himalayas, you are completely free, a life of freedom and adventures. What does freedom mean to you, and why Buddhism makes you feel more free?
Because there's no boundary, I mean, can do this and women cannot do this. So, as being coming from mountain, I feel that some women, they have jewelries, good jewelries, they are happy with just with the jewelries. If they had the household key in their hands, they are proud. But I think that is not your freedom, or that is not your, what.
Defines you.
Yeah, yeah. The key you give the housekeeper, he has also the key of the whole entire home. And the jewelries, but this belong to entire family. So woman right means a woman has should have a equal right in property, equal right in education and everything. That is truly women right, but not just inside the house, but outside also you should be free. With our religion, there's no boundary that women should not do this or that. And that is what I really feel, that is the freedom. And even I don't have time to go to the monastery or temple. I pray from my home, or I pray just in my heart. I believe just in my heart that I always feel that God hear me. I travel a lot of countries that many people, they don't know the Buddha was born in Nepal. But we are very lucky that we have the Buddha Sakyamuni was born in Nepal, and that the two Buddhas before, they were also born in Nepal. I feel happy and proud to be a country where the Buddha was born. And I always feel that if we could promote properly Nepal, Lumbini, the birthplace of Buddha worldwide, not only mountain, but because of the birthplace of Buddha. If everybody visit once in their life the birthplace of Buddha in Nepal, I think our youth don't need to go outside to find a job. For the Christian is Vatican, and for the Buddhist people, our place like Vatican is Lumini. not only Lumini, but in Kathmandu, we have the Bodhanath Stupa, we have Shambhu, and we have many. And what I really like in same place, the Buddhist and Hindu and one religion, they believe same thing, Like I went to round Mount Kailash, there was some one religion turning around, some Hindu turning around, Buddhist, So this is a real reality, we are all connected to each other, just different way because we live in different places, and also maybe we are practicing different way, but above all, I think God is same for everyone. The way Buddha has shown us is also the respect to others. Once I read one small book, the criticizing other religion is that you are making symmetry to your own religion, and this I believe in everything. Like if you criticize a friend, then you are making yourself also in trouble. But if you believe others, then other will respect and believe in you also. So this is deeply the Buddha teaching.
Thank you so much for sharing your life experience and wisdom with us, Lhakpa Phuti.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to Buddhaland podcast. Wherever you are, we're grateful that you showed up. Until next time.